Hey, everybody, welcome back. I'm Shemaine, and joining me today is the gorgeous Sara Hodge from the CEO of American Freedom Company. And while we are waiting for people to join us, I just wanted to say, Sara, you are just so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
being
you,
here.
Shemaine. Thank you. What a blessing. Oh, I love that. Thank you. So are you.
Well, you're a blessing as well. And I also wanted to say before we get started in our interview, people are going to be coming in. I always love to see where people are watching from and on what modality on Facebook or YouTube.
Mhm.
So please write in the comment section where in the world you're watching from, because we have people from all over the world, Sara. It's so
Oh,
cool.
I can't wait to see.
And then as we go on and you guys have questions for Sara, please let us know and I will post your questions on the screen so that she can see them as well. So before we get started, Sara, I just wanted to tell everybody watching about a few things that I'm up to. Now more than ever, we need to take care of our health. And
Mhm.
my husband Ted and I are taking these superfood nutrition products that, like, this is a month of food. And I know that now there's food shortages and
Totally.
plus because we are hunters and along with this superfood nutrition, we don't have to worry about where our sustenance is going to come from. And if you want to connect with me and find out more about the superfood nutrition that Ted and I take, also the collagen for hair and the adaptogenic herbs for stress, and this is, you have to pry this from my cold dead hands. This is what gives me a lot of energy. I'm going to be 60 and I still teach Zumba fitness classes. Ted's
Amazing.
Ted's up there rocking on stage. We take this before we work out and we perform. So Amped Knox. And this is just a few of the products that I take and that Ted takes as well. We won't go a day without them. And I want to encourage you, if you're interested, you can email me at wildlywell21@gmail.com. So, Sara, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. What an honor to be here. I'm going to have to ask you about the collagen hair and the energy because I keep saying I need a way to get off of my energy drinks.
This
Yeah,
is the
awesome.
Natural Accelerator. I do take this every day as well. These are all natural. The women's vitamins, there's men's vitamins as well. And yeah, there's another product called Hair Revival. So I don't
Hello.
know if you had this problem, but I know a lot of other people did. COVID hair. Have you heard
Yes,
about that?
I
Yeah.
had COVID hair loss.
Yes.
Yes,
It's a thing.
it's a real thing.
It's a
And
real thing.
I thought I was done after I had babies losing my hair, but
Yeah.
mm-mm.
No, it's really helped me. And what happened with me after I got COVID, like 3 months or so, my doctor described it as, your body is trying to work its way to regenerate its immune system. And so I lost probably 50% of my hair.
Yes. Oh, well, your supplements or what you're taking for your
Yeah.
wellness, it's looking beautiful,
Thank
full,
you.
thick. So I'm gonna have to hit you up.
Yes, absolutely. So, Sara, this is about you. Tell
Thank you.
everybody about you. And while you are, I'm going to be sorting through the comments. You
Oh,
have an
perfect.
amazing company. In fact, guys, this is Sarah's shirt, and I did cut it up. She said
I
it was
love it.
okay,
Yes, of course.
but it's a super soft T-shirt. Like, I just love it. And I'm not going to let you talk. No, I will. She
Please.
sent
Thank
me
you.
this
I love
T-shirt.
it.
Yes, I love
Yes.
that too. And also, guys, come on,
I
look
think
at
that is so cute. Oh,
look at
come
that.
on.
Come on, are you kidding me?
You
So,
look
Sara,
amazing.
what made you want to create these products, and how did you get here?
Thank you so much for asking and for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect, loud and clear.
Perfect, perfect. And hello to all of your audience. What a blessing to be here. So, a couple of years ago, I had a Fortune 500 company sales job. I'm a single mom. And so, this was kind of our first big normalcy. And then, boom, the world shut down. And during the pandemic, you probably remember millions of Americans were losing their jobs, myself included. So my company had mass layoffs. Nothing we could do prevented it. I love seeing all your audience, Chicago, New York, they're from everywhere. That's
Yes, everywhere,
awesome.
all over. Yeah.
So I lost my job. I have two young sons, and that was our sole income. I started picking up any kind of pickup shift work I could do, and it wasn't enough. I actually ended up not even being able to keep our home. It was really, really tough. So one day I woke up, it was a couple months after I had lost my job, and I said, you know what? They're not going to tell me that I can't go outside and work, that my kids have to be locked in for Zoom school, that I can't provide for my kids. I can't leave them here at home alone. And so I started painting the American flag on the back of denim jackets. And I told my followers online, I just said, listen, I've lost my job and I'm not looking for a handout or a hand up. I'm looking for the work. Please buy these jackets and I'm going to start this brand. And I spent $400 on my first kind of set of jackets and paint. And by the grace of God, people bought those jackets, and that $400 became $1,000. And I was painting at night, taking care of my kids during the day. Truly, only in America can a single mom do this on God's economy. That $1,000 multiplied into $7,000, and I invested in my first round of t-shirt designs. So everything that you showed that you're wearing, that I'm wearing, they're my designs. And within 10 months, we needed a warehouse. It was amazing. So we live in a new place now that we rent. It's so cute. It's 900 square feet. I always like to share that because God took what was a really tough situation that looked like the impossible, and he made it possible, and he multiplied it on his economy. And now we have, 25,000 people that follow us online, and we have shoppers all over the country. We ship to every military base around the world, American military base. And we love our veterans, our first responders, our military. I'm a hardcore patriot like you. I love this country. I always say I would bleed red, white, and blue. And I'm so proud to just stand for our freedom and faith and family values. So really, I was inspired by taking care of my children and our circumstances and my love for our country.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. And what an amazing story. God bless you. And
Thank
for
you.
having, the chutzpah to go forth
Mm-hmm.
and just try something. And
Mm-hmm.
it must have been quite difficult at times. Was there ever a time where you went, no, I can't do this. This is too much. It's not going to work, that you doubted yourself? And what did you do to come out of that?
Sure. I love this question. It almost makes me want to cry. There were nights I would put the boys to bed and I would like eat canned food because money.
Hmm.
And I would stay up all night painting these jackets, getting orders out, then wake them up. I would have to move the merchandise off of our couch so they could play and just be. It was exhaustive, Shemaine. It was exhaustive. But the Lord says, draw to me those who are weary and I will give you rest. I really had to lean on him. And I always say, you don't want to go against a single mom fighting to feed her kids because
Yeah.
that really does give you the stamina to keep
Yep.
going.
Yep.
And there are always times where it's difficult. I still get, before I release new product, I still get the nerves. I mean, your husband probably, I don't know, maybe there are some shows where he's like, oh man, I hope of course they love it. But I'm still like, I hope they love the product. I hope this works out, or you invest your money and you hope it sells. So yes, I do have those times, but I do have to say, like, faith of a mustard seed, because even when I just ask, the Lord brings in that confidence, that perseverance, that patience, that peace that transcends under all understanding. And honestly, I'm so hardcore for America and I so believe in the American dream. Like, nothing is going to stop us. So sometimes I do get that way, but I push through it.
One of the things that I loved most about you, I saw you on Instagram, and I try to connect with people because oftentimes I know that you only hear the negative things, only hear the
Mhm.
criticism. And I saw you and what you were doing, and you had such a beautiful smile, and you're,
Thanks.
making these amazing products, but you were also dancing. And
That's right.
I went, girl, I got to get to know you. So I reached out and I'm like, thank you for what you're doing, and just
Yeah.
complimented you on the dancing, of course, and everything else, your faith, which is very
Thank
important.
you.
Why
Mhm.
did you decide to add dancing to some of your Instagram posts?
I love your dancing, by the way. I cannot, sometimes I'll scroll your feed just to see your dancing. It puts a big smile on my face. You're a beautiful dancer. I bet you're the best Zumba teacher ever.
Well, I have
And
fun.
oh, you can just tell. And you're so fit, you're so healthy and vibrant. And it just, thank you. So, dancer to dancer, I really appreciated that outreach. And you're right, that is how we became friends. My first career, even before kids, I was a 17-year professional dance coach, competitive dance coach, and choreographer.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love dancing, and I always say I genuinely am joyful. My friends will tell you I'm really this happy. So I love dancing. I think it's a great way to communicate and it's fun. And honestly, it's time for us to redeem the internet. There's so much negativity out there, and it doesn't mean we should be uninformed. It just means we need to just put that joy out there, and I love dancing. That's what makes me happy and communicate my message.
That's awesome. And Kevin Scholl is saying, got my answer from your website. Do you carry men's shirts as
Yes.
well? So, Kevin, these are great. I mean, they are so soft. I'm super excited. So, I
Thanks,
know Kevin's
Kevin.
going to be purchasing some from you.
Awesome. They are
Yeah.
really soft. I always say for men and women, I want my shirt to be the first one you pull out of the hamper. It doesn't even get folded because it's
Yeah.
so soft and you have to wear it.
Yep. Absolutely. Tell me about your faith and why that's important to you.
I don't know how people do it without their faith.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know how.
I
You
don't.
know what? In today's culture, the goalpost for what's right and what's moral keeps moving and moving and moving. So, how do you know if you're really doing what's right? How do you
Yeah.
know where to look for your answers unless you decide on the one post that never moves? That
Yeah.
one post that was on Calvary, that's where Christ died. He was resurrected. We know the tomb was empty. That really did happen. That's fact that I can lean on. It's unmovable, it's unshakable. And I know this, Shemaine, from my own experience. When I rely on my own wisdom, things are not going great.
Yeah.
And when I rely on him, he does crazy things. On what planet is a single mom living in Southern California? The bills are paid, her staff is whole each month, selling t shirts about America. Started in the pandemic. To me, that's God's economy. My faith is important to me because truly he's my best friend. I've been in relationship with the Lord for over 20 years. It actually doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I definitely don't want to make it sound like I'm super Christian. I think the point is that I'm super human. So I
Mm.
really need him. And he is everything. He is just my best friend. Um, there's an expression that says the fish rots from the head, so to speak. As the leader of my family, as the CEO of my company, as this person who puts herself out there, I want to make sure that my heart's in the right place. And I can only do that if I'm, checking it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Was it difficult for you to juggle? And I know the answer is going to be yes, having your young kids and a business. And how do you do that?
Very, very, very.
I know.
Totally. I have to give a shout out. One of my closest friends right now, she's watching the little one. My older one was like, Mom, I want to stay on set and hear the interview.
Oh,
And we just do what we have to do. I'm so thankful. I think you're pretty, Turning Point. I think you're an ambassador
I'm
at
a
Turning, of
Turning Point
course.
ambassador. Yeah.
Of course, they're amazing. When I fly out for an interview, they have me back for dinner. I always say, like, there are some people that might act like motherhood is a detriment, but really it's a blessing.
I
It's the
know.
motivator. I mean, you're an amazing mom, Shemaine. You are amazing parents. You're so dedicated. It is very difficult. I'm not going to lie, but I always say I'm not too proud to ask for the business because when people purchase, it helps keep the bills paid. It helps me be able to be the mom I want to be, to go on those field trips, but then maybe to pull the longer hours in the warehouse on another day. It is hard. It's a juggling act, but it's only for a season and I don't want to miss it. So I just try not to complain about it and to say there are probably hundreds of thousands, if not more, people who wish they could have kids. And so on the days when I'm really tired, I just think,
I
okay,
know.
thank you, Lord. I'm going to make it through and I want to be present to my kids.
That's so awesome. I remember my son's about to turn 32. So
Wild,
it's been a long time.
wild.
It's been a long time, but I remember those times when I remember we were on a hunting trip and I saw this other woman. There were a bunch of other families there, and I saw this other woman who was reading a book in the, like the general area where everybody would gather together, and I'm just trying to, do everything I need to do for Rocco and the diapers and the bottle and then, all of that stuff. And I remember thinking, I just want to read a book. I just want to read it. I want to have that much
Right.
time. But you've heard this 100 times. The time does fly. And I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to spend those precious moments with my son. You
Mhm.
don't get them back. It's so true.
Do you have any advice for me as someone who has had such a fast, busy schedule? Your husband's work, which I
Yeah.
have to say, I'm very proud of myself for not fangirling, but you guys are truly role models. I love you, your
Aw.
whole family so much. I really do. Do you have any advice for me as a very busy mom? I have an almost 8-year old and a 4.5-year old.
Well, I never want to say that I was a single mom because I wasn't. However, my husband was gone 200 days a year.
Right, right.
And I literally paid all the bills for 5 businesses. I did all
Wow.
the banking and the checking and account not
Wow.
accounting, but bookkeeping. And I also edited our TV show, Ted Nugent's Spirit of the Wild, that's on 3 times a week on the
Right.
Outdoor Channel, and
Mhm.
that would take 40 hours a week. So I never want to say I was a single parent, but I understand what that is like because I had to juggle it. And,
Mhm.
you don't sleep a lot.
Right.
Honestly, like, I'm not trying to but
No, tell
these
me.
products really do help. The
Awesome.
products help, but, it is for a season. You're so right about that, and you hit the nail on the head by saying you're not afraid to ask for help, and there
Mhm.
are people like me, like, I remember I have a friend who does my hair when I'm in Michigan, and she's got 3 kids, and when she had, she works out of her home, and when she had
Wow.
her youngest, a baby, I would go in there and have the baby on my lap. I mean, like,
Yes.
just ask me. I'm happy to help.
Yes.
Just ask.
Yeah,
People are happy to help. And I think that's one thing that women are afraid to do is that we think we can do it all. We can do it all, just not all at the same time.
that's true. Great advice. I'm gonna keep it in mind and keep asking for help, and sometimes it is hard, and
Yeah.
you just reminded me of something I love so much and I care about so much. I have to shout out to all of our military spouses and our first responder spouses. Like you said, they're doing sort of the single parent life and juggling it, so huge shout out to them. I love you
Yes.
all, and I know they're gonna tune in, so just have to
Yes.
say hi.
Well, you said it. I mean, we wouldn't be here right now, Sarah. You know this, if it wasn't for the sacrifices that our military, not only the men and women in the military, but the families. I
Yes.
Years ago was part of a talk with Gold Star Wives. And it's very difficult because I remember I'm near Fort Hood in
Mhm.
Texas, and I went there and I spoke with some of the military
Wow.
wives who they came from all over the United States and even the world, from Germany. They came to be with their spouses. And when, so horribly unfortunate, the worst of the worst things could happen. They lost their spouse, their
Right.
children's father, and then they
Mhm.
were kind of ostracized from the community, the military
Mhm.
community. And here they were, they up and moved just to be a part of that. So I'll never understand exactly what they go through, but thank you for what you're doing and for acknowledging that this is a big
Thank
part
you.
of why you're here.
Thank you. Your audience might love knowing. So, my company, we actually sponsor an entire unit of Marines and Navy down at Camp Pendleton, and we host family days for them. We recently threw a huge baby shower for maybe 20 to 30 families. Family Day, we have the Marine Corps Ball coming up. And so I just want your audience to know that when they shop in the shop, there's also so much good being done. And these amazing families, some of them are so young, some of them are so young, but they are warriors and they do give everything. They're literally having their children thousands of miles away from their family.
Yeah.
They're doing this a lot of times by themselves. Right now, the unit we sponsor, they are gearing up for a deployment. And so it is just such a special thing that we do at American Freedom Company, being in their lives. And thank you so much for the opportunity to share their story and that mission with your audience because it is truly so important. So, if anyone loves our troops, then American Freedom Company is a great company to support.
Yes, it is. And so I posted here a link, americanfreedomco.com. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's
Okay,
correct.
so people can go there and get these. Now I see you with a mug. Do you have mugs too?
I don't. This is my friend Emily
Oh,
at Style Me Tactical. It says Gun Snob, and she does great education on styling for your concealed carry. Yeah.
I need to
Yeah. We
talk
have,
to her.
I know, we
Can you
have
send
lots
me
of
the link?
hats.
Send me the
Sure
link.
thing. Oh,
Or
absolutely.
what
Yeah,
is
she's a
it?
great
We'll
girl.
we'll talk about it here. Just gun, what is it?
Oh, yeah. So she is Style Me Tactical,
Style Me Tech.
STYLE, Style Me Tactical, because she really teaches women how to dress everything casual, high end, fancy, whatever it might be with her concealed carry. And she gives some great tips.
I love
So
that.
I love
If
that.
somebody wants
Mhm.
to post that in the comment section, I will repost that they are posting it, and so we can give a shout out
Awesome.
to
Amen.
your
God bless
friend.
our troops. Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely. We just came off of Independence Day, our
Yes.
celebration. Did you guys do anything special?
I celebrated by being in creation of the land that I love. I did a little 7 mile hike. It was awesome through the woods, saw so many families camping, and I love that. And I just really enjoy getting outdoors. I watched the movie Independence Day for the first time.
Did you really?
Yeah, for the first time. That was fun. So I just love getting outside, and we spent some time with our friends, our church family. So a really good old fashioned American time. How about you guys? How did you celebrate?
You're not going to believe this, but we did absolutely nothing.
I
In
love
fact,
it.
we watched we watched here in Texas. There was a ban on fireworks, so that was one of the things that was kind of a bummer. But it's been so dry, and I understand.
Mhm.
We had to do that because
Oh,
who
yeah.
knows how many. We had a fire here on our property in Central Texas a couple of months ago, and when the property, the foliage is dry, this fire jumped like that.
Uh-uh. Is
And
your
it was
property okay?
oh, yeah, now it is, but we had 2 fire trucks here and a dozen people, and it got to the point where I got this call like, I walked out earlier about a couple hours earlier, and I smelled smoke, and
Mhm.
Ted was driving around the property, and which is what he does, and mends fences and fills the
Oh,
feeders and checks on the wildlife and all that, and puts in food plots for the animals.
he's
And
awesome.
I texted him. I'm like, "Do you smell smoke?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so about an hour later, he texted and he said, "Get every fire extinguisher you have in the house and
No.
meet me here." And it was literally about a couple hundred yards from our home. And I texted my son who lives on the property as well. I'm like, get all your fire extinguishers. Like, it was like, this is go time, dude. Like,
Wow.
so anyways, long story short, I understand that we had to do this.
Totally
It's been
understand.
so dry. But so no, yesterday we celebrated by regenerating our bodies and just
Good.
relaxing. We watched a Netflix show called The Queen's Gambit. Have you seen it?
Fun. I haven't seen
It was
it, but I've
great.
heard of it. Yeah. I'm
So
gonna make a plug for people if they're watching a show, Killer House. Gotta see
thank
Killer
you.
House.
Thank
Yes.
you, because I kind of forget to do that. So thank
Yeah.
you. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's awesome what you're doing. I'm not going to give anything away. I'm so proud of what you're doing. I really think more people, in fact, I will throw up a link for it on my social media today. Really watch it. And I think people's eyes will be really opened. And I think you're going to help a lot of people who might not know what's going on, but they kind of have an intuition.
Yeah. Well,
And
well, thank
mhm,
you for the
it's for
plug.
them.
For
Yeah, it's
for
for them.
me, I appreciate that. And it's not like, as you said, you were in a certain situation and God brought you to this amazing opportunity.
Mhm.
I don't look at, getting sick and almost dying and losing my home that was
Mm,
once featured on MTV Cribs as any kind of an opportunity other than to share my story with other people. So for
mhm,
those of you who don't know, if you go to killerhouse.org, you can see the documentary that I made about how we lost our home to
mhm.
toxic mold. And I have a book coming out soon. I'm actually on the final draft of it.
Are
So,
you allowed to share anything about it with us?
oh yeah, it's basically killer. It's my story about how we got sick and almost died, but in
Mhm.
very great detail. And then
Okay.
I also have the stories of other people, military moms actually too, Shelly Federico, Emily Rachel, and so many other people, Christina Bear, and Casey, so many other
Wow.
people, lots of military moms
Mhm.
whose they've been affected by toxic mold as well. And,
Mhm.
you might not think about it, especially because, you just, it's smaller symptoms. Like, it's not like you break your arm, but for me, it was
Right.
incredible migraines. And we as women often make excuses for our health because we just
Totally.
got to power through it. So that's killerhouse.org. More information on that
You have
coming
to see it,
out.
you guys. If you've ever thought, "Gosh, I wonder why I get that," you have to see it. The light bulb's gonna go off, and you are the perfect example, Shemaine, of taking something and turning it around for the greater good, which I like to try and live that way too, so I love it.
Oh my
Brand's
gosh.
mama loves you,
Oh,
and
well,
Kevin.
you have been such an amazing witness, and I love your
Thank you.
testimony for God and for putting God first and your
Mhm.
family, putting your kids' family has to come first, or for
Yes.
putting your kids first. Family comes first, but you're right. This is a season for you, and all the best to you,
Thank you
Sarah.
so much.
I'm
Thank you.
so excited to have you on today. I hope you will come back.
Thank you. I would love to be back. I'm honored. You're so fun, and I truly do feel like we're instant friends. So
Yes, I
I'm
know.
really,
Like,
really grateful.
we've messaged each other. I love your dancing. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
People
You
can
too.
follow you where?
American Freedom Co. on Instagram. If you're there, please say hi, shout out. Let me know that you saw me or heard me with Shemaine, because I love Shemaine so much. And your audience and your family is always welcome at American Freedom Company. Thank you so much
Oh,
for having me on.
thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Make it
Thank
an
you.
amazing day. And Sarah, do something healthy and happy for you today, just for you.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.